All right, blessed Thursday to you, friends at Zion. We're back with these daily devotions in the new year, completing the first week, and we're keeping Thursdays the same. Our feedback showed that our folks really liked taking a look ahead at the gospel reading that's going to be the reading for the coming Sunday. So, Gospel Preview Thursday it is. So, you may have noticed really the only thing that changed from our format was Mondays, instead of doing a morning psalm, we're going to go ahead and work our way through some catechetical teachings this year. That's really the only change. So, hey, a few of you reached out to us and said thanks for bringing the Devos back. We told you we would, but it's glad to know that you're back watching again and that you appreciate it. We certainly don't mind putting these out as long as there's an audience that is going to make use of them. So, the coming reading for this weekend is the wedding at Cana. So we're in Luke's gospel for our gospel readings this year primarily. This is year C of our lectionary. But because the Epiphany season begins kind of with a focus on Jesus manifesting his glory, and sometimes that includes his miraculous signs and wonders, they borrow this weekend from John's gospel, which is the only one that records the wedding at Cana. You remember this is where Jesus turns water into wine. And John is sure to tell us that this is the first of the miracles Jesus does. So this first miracle of water to wine only is recorded for us in John, and it's the beginning of a very specific number of signs that John shows us. My apologies to those who were in preschool chapel or day school chapel this week at school, because I talked about almost the same thing. But there's many groups of 7 in John's gospel. For instance, another group of 7 would be Jesus saying, I am, 7 times. We call those the I am statements. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I am the resurrection and the life. I am the gate for the sheep, right? I am the light of the world, etc. And so 7 times. So John uses this number 7. 7 is theologically important, of course, because God creates the heavens and the earth in 6 days and rests on the 7th. So 7 is sort of a number of completeness. And many think that John is kind of showing us that by these miraculous signs and wonders, Jesus is beginning a new creation. Just as he created the old on 6 days and rested on the 7th, so then all these groups of 7s are to show us that what Jesus is bringing is a new and different creation as he makes all things new. And so you see there this little graphic where someone has put a little icon for representing each of the miracles. That first one there on the left are little wine glasses. That's the water to wine. That one we'll be reading about this Sunday. Those band-aids there that come next, they represent Jesus healing a boy. Remember, an official comes to him and says, my son is sick and I would like you to heal him. And Jesus says, go home, from this very hour your son is healed. And the man returns home, and indeed his son is healed. Those little footsteps there, those represent a lame man who Jesus enabled to walk. Told him to get up and go down and wash in the pool, and he came up walking. The middle one there, all the kids were able to guess this. This is the feeding of the 5,000, where with 5 loaves and 2 fish, Jesus feeds a crowd of 5,000 men besides women and children. And so this is miraculous. And this is the only miracle, by the way, that occurs in all 4 Gospels. And so that's kind of a unique thing about the feeding of the 5,000. It comes right in the center of John's list of 7. Then the next one there, Jesus walks on water, showing he has power even over creation. The next one looks like a little eye there. That's Jesus healing the blind man. Again, tells him to go wash in the pool, much like the lame man. So there's a lot of healings associated with water in John's gospel. Many think, of course, allusions to the healing that baptism will bring. Just like the water into wine in some ways can be kind of seen as a foreshadowing or a pointing to Jesus' institution, of course, of the Lord's Supper, where through the wine that is the blood of Jesus poured out, we are healed and made new. And then finally there, that guy dressed like a mummy, that's the raising of Lazarus. And of course, this is probably the greatest sign of all, because it points ahead to Jesus' own resurrection and further, our resurrection. If Jesus can raise Lazarus, he certainly can raise himself and has the power to raise us. But the important thing, I think, to keep in mind, though, when considering the miracles of Jesus is not only to stand in awe of them, but to have them elicit our faith. If Jesus can do these things, he's no ordinary man. He must be the Son of God. And in fact, John tells us at the end of his gospel, that's exactly why they were written. We sing these words in worship, so they become familiar in our hearts. But from John chapter 20, now Jesus did many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in the book. Previously he said, if we'd written down everything Jesus did, not enough books in the world could contain it. So John says, I didn't write down every miracle of Jesus. I wrote down some of the important ones, but why did I write these ones down? These are written, he says, so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. That's why we behold the glory of Jesus and the majesty of Jesus during this Epiphany season. It's not just to stand in awe and wonder, but to have it cause faith to spring forth in our hearts. It says, I want to follow that guy. I want to follow the Son of God with all my life. All right. Hey, well, we'll see you Sunday in worship. Seminary in Leeper will be bringing us a message on the wedding at Cana. Look forward to it. Bye.